God made dolphins, dolphins are fun. So let's be a dolphin, come on everyone. The best dolphin sound. Who can make the best dolphin sound? Dolphin, splash! Splash, splash! Splash, splash, splash! God made dolphins, dolphins are fun. So let's be a dolphin, come on everyone. The best dolphin sound. Who can make the best dolphin sound? Dolphin, splash! God made dolphins, dolphins are fun. So let's be a dolphin, come on everyone. The best dolphin sound. Who can make the best dolphin sound? Dolphin, dolphin. Splash, splash.
Oh, hey kids, I'm Josh. Welcome to VCC Kids Church Online. Whew, man, I'm just trying to stay cool here, so I went and grabbed a popsicle because my fan's not working. I hope you guys are all nice and relaxed and cool at home. Oh, hey Buttons.
Hi,
Hi, how are you, bud?
I'm doing good, Josh.
That's fantastic. What do you have there?
Oh, this is, it's a surprise, Josh.
Oh, I love surprises.
Oh,
I
yeah?
can't wait. Is it mine?
Oh, yeah, it's a surprise for you, Josh.
Oh, I love surprises. Can I have it now?
Oh, yeah, you want to have your surprise, Josh?
I want it. Can I have it now?
All right, here we go.
Yeah! Oh, that's cold!
Yeah!
Is that snow?
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you get that from, Buttons?
Oh, I got it from my snow cone maker. It was awesome. All right, now I gotta go take my rope and do the same thing to ribbons.
Okay, we'll see you later, Buttons. Oh, well, I'm cooled off now, and I'm ready to get started. How about you? Okay, I'm so glad you guys are here today because we're going to have fun and discover Jesus together. First, let's stand up. Come on, jump on your feet. It's time to shout out our 4 truths that remind us about who God is and what He has done for us. Come on, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
God is good to me. Jesus has forgiven me. No matter what, I am loved for who I am. I am God's kid, and everything is possible with Jesus.
That was great. Now let's go ahead and take a seat and let those words sink in deep to your heart. Every single one of those words are true. And when we believe them for ourselves, it fills our heart with hope. Okay, so today, we're learning more about how, because we are God's kids, we are part of His family. God has set us apart and has a special purpose for us. Now let's check in with our friends who are going to teach us more about it.
Hi everybody, I am Tiffany and these are my friends and my assistants today, Reggie and Steven.
Hi,
Say
kids.
Hi. All right, so we have a few items in front of us, as you can see. Reggie, can you help us out and tell us what these items are?
A fork, a plug, crayons, and toothbrush.
Good job. Okay, so now we are going to play a guessing game with these.
Oh,
I
a
love
guessing game? Oh, boy, you love
Awesome.
guessing games? I love games too. Gaming Steven, my friends call me. Oh, man, have you ever played Duck, Duck, Goose?
Yep.
I go to the
1,000
park
times.
and I play with the ducks and the geese. They don't like it very much. They start chasing me.
I love that, Steven. Well, this game isn't going to be quite like that. But kids, you are invited to play in this game too, okay? I'm going to ask a question and you're going to shout out the answers to us. Are you ready? Reggie, Steven, are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So the first question, Reggie, which of these items would you use to charge a phone?
That one.
Yes, good job. Okay, we would use the charger. So second question, which of these items would we use to eat dinner with? Yes, the fork.
Oh,
exactly.
well, you know, actually, you could use the toothbrush to eat your dinner with. I mean, have you ever eaten mashed potatoes with your toothbrush before?
Can't say that I have.
It's beautiful. You can eat your mashed potatoes, and then the brush cleans the bowl.
Wow.
That's using your brain.
That's one word for it. I don't recommend any of that though. So we could probably agree that we would, for the most part, use the fork to eat dinner with. Let's just go on to the next question. Kids, I hope that you are getting these answers right, okay? All right, so next question. Which of these would we use to color a picture?
Crayons.
Yes, exactly. We would use the crayons.
Well, I'd like to make another point, once again, for the toothbrush. See, because if you have some paints, what you could do is you could squirt your paints on your table, and then you take your toothbrush, and then you brush it on the canvas, and then brush it on yourself, and then you got a wonderful painting. You could paint a picture with the toothbrush.
Interesting. And then you would clean the toilet with it?
Yeah, you can do anything with a toothbrush.
Valid point. But once again, for the sake of this question, let's say the crayons are what we would use to
Okay, fine.
color a picture with. Okay, last question. Okay, last question, Reggie. Which of these items would you actually use to brush your teeth?
The toothbrush.
Toothbrush. Do you have any objections, Steven?
Well, unless you want to color your teeth a certain color, then you can use the crayons, because then you could say, oh, look at me. My name is Steven, and I got red teeth. Look at these babies.
That just sounds gross. What do you think, Reggie?
It's gross.
Gross. I don't think we should do that. Okay, I think we can agree that all of these items have been created and set apart for a special purpose. What do you think, Reggie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, they have all been created and set apart for a special purpose. Well, guess what? As God's loved kids, we have been set apart and created for a special purpose too. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? You see, we are God's loved kids, which means that He has created us and set us apart for our own special purpose. Do you want to hear what it is?
Oh, yeah.
So we as God's family, we get to hear what God says about us in the Bible. So He says this in Jeremiah 1:5. He says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet of the nations. So that means that because we are a part of God's family, He, before we were even born, created us. He set us apart with a purpose. And that purpose is that we get to share with the world who God is and what He has done for us. Our purpose is to share God's goodness with the world. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yes.
Super awesome.
It is so special, but to be set apart, sometimes that means that God is inviting us to live differently than the people around us live.
Wait, he is?
Yes, because as God's children, as His loved kids, we have been created to be a part of His family and His kingdom. So that means that we don't always live like the world lives around us, because we get to live the way God is inviting us to as a part of His family and His kingdom.
Oh, I think I get it. So it's kind of like if God made me like this toothbrush and He made me to brush teeth, then I shouldn't act like a fork and go around and brush people's teeth with a fork, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yes, He has made us all to be special, set apart with that specific purpose He has given us.
Wow.
And we'll learn more about that here in a little bit. But for now, I want to say a special thank you to our friends Steven and Reggie for being amazing assistants today. High five, Reggie.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Great job.
All right, wow. So, since we are God's kids, God invites us to live different from the world so that we can show the world how good God is. That is so cool. And I'm so glad that we get to be a part of God's family. How about next, we all worship Him together? Let's stand back up so we can sing and dance. Now remember, wherever you are, God is with you. He's excited to spend time worshiping with you.
He is the light in the darkness. He is the peace in the storm. He is the stream in the desert. He is an open door. I have this truth in my heart that I want everyone to know. So let it overflow. I want to share hope. Share hope. I want to share hope. I want to share Jesus. See Him change the world. He is the difference. Lord, Your love will inspire. Your joy spread like fire wherever I go. And all my hope, let it overflow. Let it overflow. Let it overflow. Let it overflow. And all my hope, let it overflow. Jesus, You are my friend. You wanna know me. Your love never ends. You are always with me. Your love is for me. Whoa, You are with me. Whoa, You are for me. Whoa, and You never let me go.
that was so much fun. I love worshiping with you guys, and I know God loves it too. He's a good father who loves spending time with us, his kids. Okay, so we have some more to learn about what it means to be a part of God's family. Now, I heard we have a really fun Bible story. Let's get settled and comfy so we can open our hearts and receive everything that Jesus has to say to us today. Here we go.
Hey kids, I'm Sarah.
And my name is Phstephanie.
And we've been learning today that because we are part of God's family, God has set us apart, and He has a special purpose for our lives. And sometimes that means that He invites us to do things differently than the world around us.
Different? What do you mean, Miss Sarah? Like not doing what's trendy?
Kind of. You'll see what I mean, Phstephanie.
Okay.
Today, we're gonna read a story about a guy named Noah. See, God asked Noah to do something that seemed kind of crazy, and Noah just had to trust that God was his good father who had a good purpose and a good plan for his life.
Yikes, this should be interesting.
It is. Are you ready to hear it?
Totes!
Okay, great. But before we start reading our Bible story, let's all shout out some truths about the Bible, God's Word. Are you ready? Here we go.
The Bible is God's Word. It is more than just a book. It is powerful. It is my light. It is my guide. It is the ultimate truth. It is God speaking to me. It is the forever story of God's love for me.
Great job, everyone. Okay, so our Bible story starts in Genesis 6. See, God had created the world to be good and perfect, but then sin entered the world and ruined everything that God had made. People were mean to each other and they hurt each other, and God was so sad that He decided to wash everything away with a big, giant flood and start all over.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but there were some good things on the earth that God wanted to rescue from the flood, like all of the animals He had created, and this guy named Noah and his family. See, even though everyone else in the world was being hurtful and unkind, Noah wasn't. He was living differently. He was living how God was inviting him to live. So before the big flood came, God told Noah to build an ark.
An ark? What even is that?
Good question, Phstephanie. An ark is kind of like a giant ship. It's like a really big boat.
And this Noah guy was just supposed to know how to build it?
Well, actually, no. God told Noah exactly how big to build the ark and what kind of materials to use to make it. See, it had to be big and strong enough for Noah and his entire family and 2 of every single animal on the earth to all live in together.
What? That's like a lot. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, to build an ark?
No, be stuck living in a boat with my annoying brother, my parents, and a whole bunch of smelly animals.
Oh yeah, well, it did seem a little crazy, but if that was how God was asking Noah to live, then that's what Noah was gonna do. So, and if you think that's crazy, Phstephanie, listen to this. It hadn't flooded yet when God asked Noah to build the ark, which means that Noah had to build this huge ark in the middle of dry land. Can you imagine how silly that looked?
Yeah, very silly.
Yeah, his neighbors were probably really confused. They didn't understand what Noah was doing at all. But looking silly didn't stop Noah. See, he knew that he was set apart, and that meant that he did what God, his good father, asked him to do, even if everyone around him thought it was weird. So Noah started to build the ark.
So everyone was just living their normal lives, and Noah is over here building a giant ark?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yep. So finally, Noah finished building the ark, which meant that it was time to load all the animals on board.
Can you imagine all those animals strolling through Noah's yard? Elephants, tigers, bears, basically a whole zoo. Can you imagine what Noah's neighbors thought? Embarrassing. I can't even.
Yeah, they probably thought that he was even weirder than before, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Noah still didn't care because he was doing what God was inviting him to do. Okay, so once the animals and Noah's family were all settled inside the ark, it was time for the flood. It rained and rained and rained for 40 days and 40 nights until finally the rain stopped. But then Noah and his family and all the animals still had to sit in the ark and wait and wait and wait for months before they could finally get out.
What? Ew, why?
Well, because there wasn't any dry land for them yet. See, everything was still covered in water. But finally, God dried everything up so that Noah and his family and all of the animals could get out.
Wow, I bet they were so glad to breathe fresh air. Once, I was stuck in a car with my brother on a family road trip, and his feet smelled so bad. It was so gross. Every time we stopped for a bathroom break, I ran out of the car to breathe in all the fresh air that I could. Just like that. It was disgusting.
Oh, Yikes. Sorry about that, Stephanie.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I bet Noah and his family were really glad to be out of that ark. But mostly, they were so grateful for who God was and what he had done. God is a good father who had rescued Noah and his family from the flood and given them a new, good earth to live on and enjoy.
Well, I guess it is kind of a good thing that Noah and his family did what God was asking them to do, even though it seemed kind of weird.
Yeah? You think so?
Yeah, duh. That crazy ark saved him and his whole family from the flood.
It did. And as soon as they got off of the ark, Noah and his family spent time worshiping God. And then God put a beautiful rainbow in the sky to promise Noah that he would never, ever flood the entire earth again. So that's the story of Noah. Because Noah lived differently, he got to be part of the plan to share God's goodness on the earth. He got to live out his purpose.
So, yeah, that's really cool for Noah, but what about us? Does God ask us to do crazy stuff like that?
Well, Stephanie, don't worry. I don't think that God is going to ask you to build a giant boat in your front yard anytime soon.
Good.
But we are God's kids and we are part of his family, which means that we don't always live the way that the world around us lives. We get to live how God is inviting us to live. And sometimes that can feel crazy. It can be hard to be different.
Well, how do you think Noah did it then?
Well, I think that when we know who we are, God's loved kids, right? We care a whole lot less about fitting in with the world and a whole lot more about showing the world how good our Father is. For example, Stephanie, God's not asking us to build any arks, but let's say that you're at school and there's someone who's sitting all alone, all by themselves, and none of your friends want to go sit with them. But you feel like God is inviting you to go and sit with them. If you're really worried about wanting to fit in with the world, it might be really hard for you to get up and go sit with that person, right?
Yeah. What if my friends think I'm weird?
Yeah, but if you know that you are God's loved kid and you know that you already belong to his family, and that by going and sitting with that person, you'll be sharing God's kindness and God's goodness with them, that's a whole lot easier to do, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, when you put it that way, Miss Sarah. But what if I still don't do it? What if I care what the world thinks? Does that mean I'm not set apart or part of God's family anymore?
No, Stephanie. Being set apart and being part of God's family has nothing to do with our actions, and it has everything to do with who God is and what he has done for us. Because God sent Jesus to rescue us and make us part of his family, we are always part of his family. We are always his loved kids. And that means that we are set apart and God has a special purpose for us. Even if we don't always live it out, it doesn't go away.
Wow. Okay, that's like a relief, because I know it might be hard to believe, Miss Sarah, but I'm not always perfect.
Oh, well, me either, Stephanie. Okay, so I think that's all we have for our story today, kids. So remember, you are God's loved kid. He created you to be part of his family. And that means that we get to live how God is inviting us to live.
Yeah, which sometimes means we live differently.
That's right, Stephanie. Okay, well, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye!
You know what time it is. Who's got the loot and the pirate boots? Seymour's treasure trove. Who's got the best looking treasure chest? Seymour's treasure trove. Who's got the thunder from the sea down under? Seymour's treasure trove. All right. Beautiful. Ahoy, kiddos. It's me, Captain Seymour Krabs. You gave me quite a start. That was a great lesson we learned about how because we are part of God's family, we are set apart. And now, I have a few questions for ye to answer at home. Are ye ready? Let's see what they are. Okay, here are me questions. What happened in Noah's life because he accepted God's invitation to live different? Where in your life is God inviting you to live different? Now press the pause button so you can take a few minutes to answer these with someone at home with ye. Aye, mateys? And go! Okay, are ye done? Great job, kiddos. That's all I have for today. See ye next time.
Oh, those are some great questions, Seymour. Thank you. And I hope you guys got to talk about those with someone at your home. You are God's loved kids. He created you to be a part of his family. And that means we get to live how God is inviting us to live. Well, before we go today, let's all get ready to sing about our 4 truths. That God is good, Jesus has forgiven me, I am loved, and everything is possible. Now at the top of your lungs, I want you to sing out as loud as you can. Are you ready? Here we go.
Now it's the end of our day, but before we say goodbye, there's lots of super cool amazing stuff that we learned, like God's good to me and Jesus forgiven me no matter what, and I know for who I am, I'm God's kid, and everything is possible with Jesus, with Jesus. Okay, this time let's jump up and down like a kangaroo. God's good to me and Jesus forgiven me no matter what, and I know for who I am, I'm God's kid, and everything is possible with Jesus, with Jesus. All right, this time let's sing it with crazy lips. Here we go. Okay, let's sing it all again as loud as we can. God's good to me and Jesus forgiven me no matter what, and I know for who I am, I'm God's kid, and everything is possible with Jesus, with Jesus. What a day! Now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
That was so much fun. I'm so glad that you joined us today. And kids, before you go, make sure your parents hit the subscribe button so that you can get notified every time we post a new video. And if you want to connect with us throughout the week, we would love for your parents to join VCC Kids Parents Facebook group. Find the link in the description of this video, along with the activity guide and a coloring sheet. Well, that's all for now. Stay cool this summer. I think it's time for me to go jump in the pool. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah.
Buttons! Buttons!